Alright everybody, back with another day of the bankroll challenge, trying to continue the momentum, and what better way to start continuing with the momentum from last stream than with pocket aces and a 4x open from under the gun. Things you love to see. Hopefully we see a 3-bet, but otherwise we'll continue there. Whereas with ace queen over on the other table, gonna make this, yeah, something like this should be good. Hopefully we can get a call. We can. Usually half pot board, but with aces specifically against a potential weaker player, I don't mind starting off with a small bet. And we get a jam right away, guys. Let's see, what has he got? Don't want to slow roll him. Queens. Can we hold for a good start? We can, guys. Things are going well. The stream run good. I mean, this is pretty much a setup, but yeah, we take it, guys. We definitely take it. As you guys know, we're doing a bankroll challenge, trying to get from 500 to 5k. We're at almost 600 bucks now, and yeah, playing 25NL until we manage to get up to 1k, and then we're gonna try to shot take 15L, but that's still quite some time away. We have 4 tables at the moment going, and yeah, let's continue. We have a hand here, ace 4 opening. We get 3-bet, unfortunately we have to fold. Table 2 seems like it's breaking, so I'm gonna sit out next big blind as well and try and find a better table. We're gonna 3-bet here, blindy blind. Get a 10 high flop. It's not the worst flop, it's a bit connected. We can bet, we can check. We have ace queen. We can fold out some under pairs, barrel on some terms. It's not the worst. You can really go either way here. Don't mind also just taking this back. And this run out definitely favors more the small bet than us. Against the small bet, we could maybe do something against a large bet. We just have to fold. Sometimes you just gotta check back and kind of give up. And Snipe is also here. I remember. I think he's also last time he was in the chat. So good luck to you, man. Also here in the other table. Luckily we have position on him. If you're watching, hopefully you have a good session, man. This guy opens 3x, could potentially be a recreational. We have a few regulars that we know from the previous streams. It's an interesting hand going on here. Seems like a 3-bet pot and then large c-base in a min check raise on queen 8-5, followed by small barrel on a card that is probably quite good for the check raiser. Some 7-6s bluffs, some jack 10, 10-9, but otherwise not a lot of bluffs, and yeah, he gets it done. We have a few hands there. Let's see, we're gonna zoom in if something is gonna happen. Yeah, still new to 25 and going decent so far. Awesome, man, awesome. I hope you can stay there. All the best with your 25NL shot. All the best, man. Table 4. It went check, check. And I think now we have a really nice hand to overbet and bluff here. We take it down. Obviously there's a lot of equity. I'm German, so CP best side for me. Yeah, I can imagine, right? Because all the other sides with the high rake and everything, that's quite bad. But yeah, CoinPoker is quite good in that regard, when you don't have to pay the rake and everything. Pocket 8 here against the larger 3-bet size, not loving it, but I think I'm still gonna call in somewhat wide formation. And this guy is a pretty good flop. And I'm gonna lead out not just because we have top set, but just because this flop really hits my range. And yeah, gonna lead out for a really small sizing, and I do this with my entire range. And gonna see what he does. Should still continue a lot of his overcards. He does turn it to blank, and now we can either continue barreling or we can check. I think I'm just gonna continue betting here. Still smaller, I don't want to polarize just the sets. I want to bet weaker hands too, for sure. Just put this ace king, ace queen range in a tough spot. And these overpairs should raise me anyway. Now the question is, do we just want to fast play or do we just want to check? There's some annoying rivers for sure. But I think I'm gonna leave him some rope with the 8s and not jam right away. This river is somewhat safe, so I hope he's still gonna jam his overpairs and not be afraid. Which he should. Obviously, if he's aces kings plus, should still be jamming those. We're gonna have hands like 8, 9, 6, 5 here. No, he just maxed it. Afraid he checked back an overpair there. Maybe people at these stakes don't know yet that they have to jam the overpairs, which then obviously should mean we should be jamming those ourselves. So that might have been a mistake. Table 3, we have this guy just donking out and who will just keep on calling with our gut shot and not flush draw. And unfortunately brick, but on table 5 we have an all-in against queen jack, so we're flipping there. We want to see low cards, please. Perfect. Pick up a nice little pot there. And table 3, he keeps on donking it as we bricked. Unfortunately, we just have to fold the river now. We have pocket jacks on table 6. Quite some action now going on. Take it down. On table 1, we double barrel and luckily managed to get a pair in the river. Taking it down. Though seems like this table is breaking as well. We get aces here on table 6. We're gonna bump it up. Hopefully you can get some action, maybe from the recreational behind. Just a cold forward shove would obviously be amazing. He's in the tank. Come on, flick in the pocket 9s, pocket 10s. Fortunately not. Maybe we can get a forward from MP, or at least a call. We take it. We also have ace king on the other table. We get a 4-bet after quite a few seconds. Gonna just call the aces here in positions. You could just jam, but if he's bluffing, I want to give him some rope. So we're just gonna press call here. Pretty good flop. We might lose some action. We're also gonna jam over here in table 4 with the ace king and hopefully get a fold there, or don't run into aces or kings. Yeah, we get a fold. That's amazing. Back on table 6, we saw see a c-bet. Obviously nothing else to do but just calling. Pretty safe turn. Brings in some draws. Hopefully see another barrel. See a check though, which is what I mainly expect. We now have the option of either checking back or going for a bet. Think I'm going for a really small bet on a two-tone board here still. Having the aces. We see a call, which is good. Queen on the river. He could definitely have queens. Could have king jack suited occasionally, but I would expect him to just double barrel that more often. If he has an ace, I don't think he's ever folding. Kind of just hope he makes a hero with kings, or he rivered queens, or has like an ace jack type of hand. Gonna tank a few seconds and then obviously ship it in. Bluffs here would be a hand like, we could start bluffing a hand like jack 10. We get a snap call. I guess it's queens. Yeah, unfortunate river there for him. But another pot for us, guys. Really happy to take this one down. Obviously this, if we would have just jammed it, same outcome. So a bit lucky there with the run out that it kind of helped us, but we definitely take it. I'm gonna skip this song, not sure what that playlist is, okay. And make it a little bit quieter. Perfect, and we need one more table. But decent start for sure. We found one, so let me just put it in OBS. Table 5, properties. And this table is also breaking, so. And it's this one. Perfect. On table 4 we get a 3-bet. Gonna actually go for 4-bet. Why not? Let's treat ourselves a little 4-bet here with the good old king jack offsuit. In wide formation I think it's fine. Obviously you gotta be careful not to overdo it with all your king jack offsuits, ace 10 offsuits and so on. And we unfortunately face jam. And this table is breaking, so we're just gonna sit out here and try and find one more table. Trying to find one more table. Let's see. In the meantime we have table 3. We're gonna open raise the ace 8 suited. I'll just hop on a couple of waiting lists. And we get 3-bet, a bit large from the big blind, I think here on 25 now. It's probably best to just fold. Meanwhile in table 1 we have a potentially playable hand. So let's go over there. And table 4 should not be this one, but should be this one. Perfect. On table 1 we got now a 3-bet, so we just have to fold. And I'm getting some with errors. Illness 95, ciao. Ciao man, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. And 4-bet and fold. So I guess this guy's also a rag. Give him the rag tag. And no hands at the moment, so we'll just have to wait. But we have a 6th table now, which is this one. It's a bit difficult with this. No, it's not this one. It's also not this one. Can't find it at the moment. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. It's called number 1. It's so confusing that all the tables have the same name on CoinPoker. Properties. It's somehow OBS doesn't want to recognize the table, which is a bit annoying. But okay, let's go to the overview. I'm gonna try and fix that in a second for you guys. Here we seem to have a recreational, which is perfect. Just limping in. So yeah, 2 coolers on our side. Otherwise not much happened, but we definitely take it. And table 1, we have a playable hand. We're gonna open up the jack 10 suited. Definitely calling a 3-bet this time. Should we face one? And heads up against the recreational player in the blinds would also be great. He 3-bets us. Obviously never great if he 3-bets us from the big blind, but at least we get a good price. Very easy call. We'd love to see a small bet here so that we can continue with our jack 10. We have some equity, but if he goes large, we probably just have to fold. See what he does on a low board. He's quite passive over the sample. He checks after tanking for a while. You could step here. Would be okay. Just thinking. Also checking back, just realizing our equity is great. I'd almost rather check like jack 10 of diamonds, where I can very comfortably bet fold. We have some turns like these ones where I pick up some equity. And if he really has nothing, he's probably also gonna just fold on the turn after checking to us one more time, and that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna start with a small bet now, just saying I have any pair, trying to make him fold his random overcards. Ace king probably is still gonna call one, but if he doesn't check raise now, we're definitely going for another barrel on the river. He's deep in the tank. I'd expect if he has an overpair, he's gonna check raise it now. He just folds, which is perfect. Good outcome for us. So yeah, being a bit careful on flop which kind of hands we step in case he does go for the check raise. We'd rather have a little bit less equity or have the flush draw so we can very comfortably call. At least that's my approach there against the recreationals. Let's see again if I can get table 6 to work. So it has the same name. I want to show this one. No, it's also not this one. Perfect. Now we got it to work. So this is table 6 with a short stack recreational. And the rest seems to be regulars. Table 3, we seem to have a playable hand. We get a min open. Gonna just bump this one up to 11 big blinds with the Jack 9 suited. Take it down. Let me see if the stream is running well, everything. That looks good, yeah. If you want to follow along, best way is to join our Discord there. You should get all the information, all the updates on the challenge. You get notified when we go live. And table 2, this guy just absolutely blasts off with nothing, it seemed like. So fortunately he left. Fortunately he left though, unfortunately. Here we have a spot blindy blind. And these buttons still don't work, but okay, we're gonna make it 10 big blinds. Maybe half a big blind bigger because we're deeper. Against, I think this guy is a regular. And we get a 4-bet, which is unfortunate, especially because he goes quite large. 26, do I still want to call this? We are a little bit deeper. This sizing is definitely too large. I think King 10 suited out, I'm still gonna call though. Seems a bit too strong to fold, but yeah, we're just gonna get out of the way here now. Just gonna get out of the way. Even against 20% might be a call, actually, in theory, when he goes that small, but I'm a bit suspicious of his large 4-bet sizing. We have a hand blindly blind on table 1. Just take it down. Table 2, we're gonna defend the ace 3 suited. Flopped up pair. Could be trouble. Could be trouble. But let's see. And we see a small c-bet, which is fine for now. And we also flop a set. Just gonna call it ace 3. And we flop a set here. Gonna start off with a check actually, with the 8. If he has a 9, he's gonna bet himself. He's gonna have a lot of air that I want him to bet. So gonna call, and against half pot, probably just check call. We have such a strong hand in the 3-bet pot here. I'm gonna raise most of my overpairs. You could also raise sets, but don't mind just giving him some rope in case he is just randomly bluffing. If he bets again, I'm probably just gonna jam it in though. If he has a 9, expect him to mini barrel. Now this is interesting. Bets half pot and checks. I think I'm going to jam this myself now. If he has a queen, I don't think he's folding. He could step the turn with a hand like queen 10, queen jack, etc. And we have a lot of ace king in our perceived range with a heart. We could now take this line as a bluff. Obviously gonna lose against a flush sometimes, but we get called, and this time he did river the flush. So this kind of hand, no matter what we do, the money kind of goes in there. If we raise the flop, get it in on the turn, we are always gonna lose against the flush. A bit unfortunate run out there if we lose one back, but not much we can do. Open up the king and offsuit. Flopped up pair. going for a small c-bet. We get a call on the ace of hearts. Now we have a very middling and very easy check back, and then kind of evaluating on the turn whether or not we want to call. Dio in the chat, very much. Hello, hello, how are you doing, man? Yeah, on the 4 heart, we're just gonna check down, trying to win against the 5. Perfect. How are you doing, man? Defending Jack 8 suited here, flop top pair. Sorry, 2 pair, which is obviously great. We see a check back. If I wanna reopen here, I'm gonna go quite polar, so gonna use a large sizing here on a board like this one. And 2 pair falls perfectly in that region. We see a very, very quick call, and unfortunately we don't get a brick on the river. Just gonna block bet now. Don't think my hand is worth much more. And hope we get a quick call from like an ace, and he didn't river. You could have a lot of jack X off diamonds here, of course, but we do get a call, and we're good, so that's a good sign. We defended pocket trace. We're gonna call against a small bet. And now on the turn we just have to fold if we should we see a double barrel. And that's what we get. We just have an easy fold. Alright, so we lost the stack back there on table 5, which was a bit unfortunate. 3-bet pot set against flush. Don't think there was too much we could have done differently, but yeah, still doing well, I think. Tables look good, lots of recreationals everywhere, so that's at least a good sign. On table 3 we're gonna ISO the 9-8 suited against the recreational. Hopefully you don't get a 3-bet from behind, so we can play heads up against him. We get a very, very small 3-bet against which we will obviously are going to call. And we flop a double gutter, which is something. He checks again a spot where I think I'm just going to check back, trying to realize some equity. Alles gut soweit. Perfect, perfect. Happy to hear that. He checks again. I think now I'm going for a bet. Wrapping a queen or bet at this point, so I'm gonna use a larger size there when I'm stabbing. Obviously expect a lot of 10x, jacks, kind of 9s in his range, but he just folds, which is always a good sign. And yeah, interesting for sure. Definitely board he could have just bet the flop, bet the turn, but he decided not to. So kind of a face up guy, probably didn't have anything. And no more action at the moment. So just some folds. Table 6 we now have a playable hand, the queen jack suited. We get a quick 3-bet to 9 big blinds. I'm not 100% sure with the ranges on CoinPoker. I know he's supposed to go larger, and I guess against 9 our hand is probably mainly just folding. Maybe it's mixing some calls, but I think mainly just folding is the play there. But definitely not an expert, so please correct me if you know better. I did study the anti-ranges a little bit for the times I sometimes play on CoinPoker myself, but you know, everybody uses different open raiser sizing, different 3-betting sizings, so it's quite difficult So now in general you have to play a little bit wider, but how wide exactly, I'm not 100% sure on. Pocket 5s on table 2. Hopefully you don't see 3-bet, and can just play heads up in position. Get a call, play heads up out of position. And table 1, this is the flop we wanted on table 2, and table 2 we have the flop we wanted on the other table, but hey. Let's stick with the 5s there for a second. Gonna just check call a half pot bet. We're also 3-betting down here the queen 10. We're quite deep. We'll take it down. Back to table 2. We face another half pot bet. We pick up a gut shot. Pick up a gut shot, and definitely gonna call again. And then now we just check and hope we win. And we face another bet. This time a pot size bet, so I think we just have to get out of the way. Facing a triple barrel from recreational. It's a line that they like to bluff a lot, but the very quick pot bet on the river. Not a fan of calling that one. And then we also have a, sorry, up here. We cold call face a large bet. On a board he should just check range. Thanks for the follow, man. So I'm just gonna fold. Table 6 we went for small c bet, check check turn. Now he bets the river. This is not great. Again, I feel like I just want to fold everywhere, but this is probably a bit too good to fold. I mean, in the end, we do just bluff catch. And I don't really see what he's bluffing, to be honest. I actually think I'm gonna make another nitty fold here. And on table, table 3, we open raise. We got 2 cold callers. We get pot size bet in the call. We have an open ender with the redraw to the nuts against 2 recreational. This is super close. I think we still call. We just make so much money when we hit against those 2 guys. I think this still might stack off wider than it should, even when the 4-2 straight comes, and maybe they check around on a turn, although I don't really think so. But table 6 we 3-bet, we got a cold 4-bet with the option between jamming or just calling. He goes for the little larger size, the ace queen on the board, we just fold. I think against the larger size I'd rather just run it, but not in love with it. And we do get a call, hopefully ace king. It is ace king. Looks good for the first board. Can we hold the second one? No ace, no king, please. Keep it low, keep it low. Come on, one more low card. There we go. Yeah, great one. Great outcome. He says, on 2-turn boards, the solver does not like the turn probe as overbet. Do you think we have to implement this? We can just still go 250%. Yeah, I know. The solver doesn't really like it because the equity runouts are gonna change a lot, and therefore you have to be a little bit careful, like we saw on that runout. Depending on how your opponents play, I think it's still a viable strategy to go for the large overbet, just because you get sorry, I just have to play a few hands there. 3-betting here, going for the lazy bet here, just because you get a lot of fold equity. So we have some hands there. We went for a bet there multi-way and just got a call. Almost tempted to continue value betting this on the turn. Sorry, on the river. Just thinking what better hand he might actually have here. Don't really see one. Some king x of clubs, but I think I'm still going for a value bet there. if I'm honest. And we value on ourselves against a 6 that just check the turn and just check called, and then for some reason check called again. Yeah, quite surprising. People don't really like to value bet themselves, they just like to trap. We'll take a note of that for sure. Table 4 check down. Going to bluff this now, I think. For a small sizing, just try and make him fold his queen highs. Maybe sometimes an ace high. Not really trying to fold any pairs, obviously, but it works out well this time. And table 3, I accidentally opened small, even though there was a poster, but we take it down anyway. So yeah, this is a good point by you, man, that on these two-tone boards you have to be somewhat careful putting in a lot of money as out-of-position player, because there's going to be a lot of runouts that are quite unfavorable for you. So it would be a lot better, or the solver normally goes for the overbet if the board is just rainbow and the in-position player checks back. It kind of depends on, you know, if they're actually punishing you as well, right? So on 25 NL, maybe people don't really punish you if you go for the overbet. And then, you know, the flush comes in. If he doesn't bluff raise me, well, then I still want to go for max value while I can. So all depends a bit on your opponents, obviously. I'm sure you know it's not all that static. Table 4, we open raised. We get a low board. Sorry, a wheel board. And gotta be quite careful with how much we see bet here. So some random hand like the king 8, just gonna check it back. If it checks to me, king high has kind of showdown value, but not really to call, I don't think. Table 5, we defend a blindy blind when check on the flop. Turn, he goes for a small delay bet. We have ace high, beating most of his bluffs. We have a redraw, so we're definitely gonna call one. Raising, I think I'd rather do with 6 or 7x, or flush draw, obviously. So we're just gonna call. Get a 6 on the river. Quite interesting if he checks now, whether we bluff this or not. We shouldn't have many perceived bluffs in our range. We still beat some hands in case he checks. And if he goes for the overbet, I don't think this is the best sizing, right? Because both players are going to have a lot of nutted hands. Are going to have flushes and straights and everything. So I think smaller sizings are probably the preferred ones. In this case, we have a very easy decision. Even if he has a flush, you know, he can check a lot. I'm going to bet so much on this around. Or raise as well, right? So stiff mortality, yeah, please don't post any links in chat without permission. Just have some folds for now. We just have some folds. But we have the pocket jacks now on table 6, one of the outer tables. Let's see if we get 3-bet with mainly just calling those position. Makes sense. So yeah, as a default strategy, it's probably good to just go pot bet for those two-tone boards when you're probing, to not put too much money in the middle, or like a small overbet at max. On lower stakes, I think you can play a little bit more exploitatively. Table 5 is breaking, so we have to find a new one. Let's see if there's another table running. 5 NL, 10 NL, or we want 25 NL. Well, table 6 we have a playable, sorry, table 5 we have a playable hand. get a call. Decent board for us compared to the wheel board that we did earlier. This one is quite disconnected. You could still play some checkbacks. Range betting is probably pushing it a little bit. But with a decent betting candidate. Can barrel on a lot of turns. Happy to just fold out whatever he has. And well, let's stay on this table. Now the slightly worse version with the King 9 suited. Take it down. Table 4. We defended with a very weak gut shot with a backdoor flush draw. Or we might want to call against a small bet against half, but I think the bottom end of the straight draw here. Or we can just fold this. And just a few folds. Table 3, now we have something playable. Take it down, table 1, same hand, ace jack offsuit. And this table is also breaking, so let me find some new tables for you guys. Let's see. We're still on the waiting list on this one there. 10-10 board, just gonna go for a small c-bet. Seems like there's no more tables at the moment. King on the turn is interesting. Could, I think we're just gonna bet this a lot. Even though with the ace jack we're almost value betting this if we're betting, and we get another call, and I think we're still checking. We're still winning against like ace 8, ace 9, ace 4, ace 3, ace 2 of diamonds. Though bluffing obviously wouldn't be the worst. I think we're gonna lose against the 5 a lot if he goes check check. Jack 7. Yeah, this guy is just floating for the fun of it and managed to hit the pair. We got the aces. Let me just set up table 4 for a second, and we'll be back with the aces in a second. This is nope, it's not this table. It's not this table. But they all have the same name. Thank you, CoinPoker. Well, whatever. Let's go. Let's focus on the aces against a very, very big recreational who doesn't like to fold against small bets. We'll note that down. Floats wide versus small bets. But he gets out of the way, and we play heads up against the big blind. Really good board for us. Starting with a bet, expecting a lot of folds here. We get a call though, which is good. Turn aces is almost what the fuck? Sorry. Check call and leads for overbet. Maybe this is a misclick. But not loving this, even though we have the aces. And now the heart comes in. He checks though. I think we're just gonna check this back. We win against queen 6 now, king 6 now, but I don't think we can value bet. Just really curious to see what he has there. He has king 6. Surprise, surprise. The turn overbet after check calling on this board. Interesting line. Very, very interesting line. I mean, I would have probably overbet myself anyway. And then check back the river, so kind of turned out the same, but a little bit more scary, obviously, if somebody just leads overbets into you on a board where they shouldn't really. Let's see again, table 4 should be this one. Nope, it's not this one. It's not this one either. I feel like sometimes CoinPoker just doesn't work, but okay, let's stick with table 5, where we just flop the nuts. We flop the nuts. Gonna lead out small here on a board that's really good for the big blind. Which you could do with a lot of our range. Could also simplify to not have any leads. Would be okay too. But we have a recreational behind, where on a board that, you know, also hits the small blind a lot, so he should also let out. And the dream spot, guys, the dream spot, he just gets it in. I don't think it matters too much whether we call or jam. I just want to take a second. Hopefully under the gun has a set, but otherwise I think he's just gonna get out of the way here. Maybe calls off a flush draw and overpair, but yeah, we get it in. Same hand though, was to be expected. Would have hoped for a, oh wow, he actually makes the runner on a flush. I just saw it now. That's unfortunate. Wow. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate run out there. Not much we could have done differently there, but we also had a backdoor flush draw, so pretty much 50-50 on the flop, but he actually managed to hit his backdoor flush draw. But hey, what can you do? King, queen, bottom right. You get a 3-bet, and in early positions this hand is just a fold. We have ace-10 off on table number 3. And let's try one last time to get this table going. No, because they all have the same name. Oh, no, this one. There we go. We get a flat call from, what position is this? MP. Which is a bit confusing always what kind of range they have, but generally in these spots you just want to check a lot on the majority of the boards. And against a small bet, ace king definitely calling, ace jack calling, ace 10 with the backdoor calling. I think ace 10 is probably a little bit too weak. Table 1, queen 10 against under the gun. It's actually probably a fold on 25 and L with the rake, I would assume, even with the ante. Might be wrong there, but I think gotta be tight there. And yeah, no hand so far. Maybe one here with the ace jack. What a run out here. I was even surprised we were just chopping. I thought, you know, there's always gonna be a set or some random pair plus draw. And then it's the same hand. It's like, okay, let's chop it up. Didn't even realize there's a chance we could lose. But of course, the runner on the diamonds came in. But hey, we got lucky earlier with the jacks against the ace king all in pre-flop, so I won't complain. It was only 40 big blinds, you know. Would have been worse if it were 200 big blinds or whatever. Don't have anything. Table 6 now. We have a hand opening the ace 3 from button. And of course we get 3-bet right away. Table 1 we have a playable hand. Gonna 3-bet this one. It's a bit loose, but again, in the ante formats I think it's fine. Let's see what's gonna happen there. And we're also facing a 3-bet on table 6 with the jacks. Gonna zoom out because we have some hands. We also 3-betting the ace king. Gonna start with a small c-bet. Obviously really good board for me. Ace king, also good board for me. Also gonna start with a small bet. We get a call, which is not ideal. Table 6 we face a large bet, which is also not ideal. Definitely not going anywhere with the jacks though. Yeah, we're gonna keep zooming out here. I think checking my ace king could also bet small again. I think both are fine. Gonna actually go for another small bet here with ace king. Kind of tough for him to bluff if I check, so I'm just gonna go for bets, and I think river I'm also going to bet. On table 2. Question is just what sizing are we going to pick? And I think the answer is just small, otherwise we're just not getting paid here. From worse. The jacks we had to fold, it came king, queen, the runout. We get called here, and we are ahead, that's good. And we went for a cheeky little bluff raise here with the king jack. Oof, and it just came up on stream. Maybe my delay is not long enough. I just saw it. Maybe gotta change this one for the bluff raise there, because it came up on stream. But yeah, I think it's fine to bluff raise there when he block bets, because he's gonna have a lot of these pocket pairs. And we obviously can check back some ace high hands, gonna have some kings, queens in the range that we can also raise here. Here with the pocket jacks, you see a very large 3-bet. Tempting to just jam this, because we can't really 3-bet and then fold. I guess we could fold against the cutoff if the cutoff also jams, but the cutoff gets out of the way. And now we see a call, which is very interesting, with an SPR of 1 against the recreational. Jamming would be fine. Actually, on a board like this, I think I'm just going to jam it with check specifically. If he has 9s, 10s, 8s, don't think he can get away. So yeah, just going to jam this one in. He's in the tank. And down on table 4, we went for the raise flop barrel turn. Get the king on the river, but I think it's too thin to value bet. We're just gonna check and hope we win. 3-2 against jack 10, amazing. Back to the pocket jacks. Ooh, our opponent is still in the tank. 8s, 7, 6. Those type of hands would make sense. Hopefully we get a call now, obviously, at this point. Hoping for the call. But it seems like he's just tanking out. And yeah, we do get a fold. Table 1 we managed to make run around on both. Gonna go for the raise there. Make it look like we have ace queen, ace jack with a diamond. Hopefully get a hero for my king. We get a call very, very quickly. And we win another nice pot there. And this is interesting. We had a open raise call, squeeze, another call. Tempting to just call here, to be honest. Tempting to just call here with the deuces, try and hit a set, but well, it's a bit deeper. I think I might actually call this in position. Otherwise I would have folded, but given that other guy cold calls, I think calling is actually an okay play. I think calling is actually a fine play. Yeah, I was about to say this guy should never really do anything like that. But I guess he's gonna have like 10s, 9s here and just jams it in with all of that money, and really surprised that the small blind folds. But yeah, obviously didn't really expect a jam there from him. Well, we got the aces now. Maybe this time we would love to see such action. Gonna start off with a 3-bet. Hoping no action behind. Maybe should have went for the flat to let this guy do something. But okay. Okay, we take down another one. We get 3-bet to the queen 9, we're just folding. Alright, not as great as the session as last time, but also not bad either. Can't complain. Let's see if we can get some more hands going. Probably gonna go for another half an hour or so. Table 1, we potentially have a playable hand. But just folding. We have another hand blindy blind on table 4. Gonna just call. Let's skip this song. Alright. Definitely gonna call against a small bet there. King high with the back door. Yep. But a bit more of an interesting hand on table number 3, where we're going to squeeze the 15 big blinds with the ace queen off. Get one fold, and we should see another fold. Sometimes a call. King queen, we're just gonna showdown. Should have some showdown value here with king high. Not this time, unfortunately. I'm gonna sit out this table. Four-handed. Well, actually, let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. Why not? And just some folds all around. But yeah, now the table is completely breaking. We'll play one last hand with the 10-9 off. Take it down, and then we're gonna try and find another table once this one is breaking. No more 20. Oh, there's one more. We can join the rating list there. And in the meantime, we'll just stick with the 5 tables that we have. Table 3, we have a playable hand. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Just get a fold. But we have another playable hand here on table 3 again. Bit of a wide 3-bet obviously, but hey. We have no other hands, so let's go for it. Don't want to just be folding here. Although that would probably be the highest EV play. But let's see, maybe we can get away with it. It's probably okay anyway. Get a call. King high flop. We have the backdoor diamonds going for us. So that's good. Gonna start off with a small c-bet, barreling diamonds, 10s, queen. So a lot of good potential turns. Oh, we just don't want to see a check raise, because we have some equity with the overcard. Just take it down. Awesome, we didn't get punished for 3-betting a little bit wider. And let me bring in this table, perfect. And on table 3 once more, we have the ace queen off. Open raising. Against 3 bets we can call, we can 4-bet. Could also fold if we think they're really tight. But we just take it down. And once again, we don't have any hands. Bankroll, Gabriel. Yeah, just feel free. This should be a link to an Excel sheet. Peter's also doing a bankroll challenge. He started a bit lower though. And we're both trying to get to 5K, kind of seeing who can do it faster. And we'll soon upload also some of the streams, so maybe some highlights for you guys to follow along there. Right now I think we're just under 600 bucks, and then we'll have a look after today's sessions whether we made a winning or losing sessions, and can hopefully push it above 600 bucks, trying to move up the stakes and kind of show the process for you. As I said, my kind of approach would be not starting at 5 or 10 NL. If you manage to have some money set aside, maybe from a job, start at 500 NL. If you know some of the basics, ideally work alongside a friend or a coach, someone who can give you some advice. And I think that's probably the best way to get to mid stakes in 2025, instead of starting all the way from 2 or 5 NL. And hopefully here I can show you guys on stream how I would go about that. 3-betting the king queen over there against the cutoff. Take it down. Table 4. Somebody squeezed before us, so we just have to fold the king jack off. And we have a few more playable hands now. Let's see, the pocket sevens here, queen 10, ace deuce. Gonna open the ace deuce. Have to fold the queen 10, but definitely going to 3-bet or potentially cold call with the recreational behind them with the pocket sevens. And not our flop here. So zoom in on table 1, oh sorry, table 2. Something happens there. And otherwise on table 3, the pocket sevens. See a donk. That is the reason why we wanted to get involved on this flop with the pocket sevens. Yeah, we see a call. We'd prefer to see a fold there. I think we still call 1 with the pocket sevens, but it's close. Turn is a 4. Shouldn't really improve either range, but button can definitely have like a hand like ace 4, king 4 sometimes. Maybe queen 4. Big blind could have let out with a random 4, so there's definitely some 4x in either player's range. Ideally this just checks around, especially the button. If the button bets now, I think we just have to fold, because they kind of should have the strongest range. Well, we also have a pretty strong range here. Checks around. What a river, guys. An 8 should bet by now. 6, 7. Just gonna bet myself though. If he has 6-5, I think he's still going to raise this. Wow, he jams it in. If he has pocket 4s, we're gonna lose a big one here, guys. But if he has pocket 4s, we're gonna lose a big one. But I don't think there's much we can do about that. He could still have 3s. His pocket 8s. Wow, wow, wow. Big cooler there. Set over set. Interesting one that he checked this one back. But yeah, could jam it straight there for value. Don't really think we can fold when we were full house there. We need to lose against 1 or 2 combinations. So bit of an unfortunate run out there. An unfortunate one there, but at least we help Snipers on his way on 25 NL. Nice check back there. But yeah, just a cooler there under the big steep. We have pocket queens on table 1. Hopefully we can win some money back. And we again against our friend Snipes here. Gonna size up to 10.5, given we're a little bit deeper. We just get a fold. Didn't even give us a chance to win back the money. Boo boo. Yeah, as soon as I saw the snap there. Also, sorry. Didn't have the best feeling, like 8s and 4s both make some sense, obviously. Although with the recreational, I would probably just mainly bet them in position. And yeah. Could have 6-5 though, and I think 6-5 should jam here because we don't really have too many boats in that spot. Maybe I have like pocket 7s, pocket 4s occasionally. Table 2. Going to either call or 3-bet. I think both options are fine. Actually going for the quote 4-bet here. It's a bit loose, but I think it's fine as well. Let's see, we got one fold, which is good. And we get a second fold, which is amazing. Yeah, pocket 8s. A very, very unfortunate run out there. But I don't think for 100 bigs we can get away there really. And we have the second nuts again, this time over on table 5. But this time I feel like folding. Really think he's like, how on earth can he bluff on this board? Especially after recreational let out. And this also doesn't look like a king for this sizing anymore. What could he bluff? Could he call queens, jacks twice and try to bluff us off a king now? I don't think so. I'm gonna fold this. I am going to fold this. We might have a potential bigger pot down here. C-betting the flop. Going for double barrel now on the 10. Pot would leave us with like 100. Yeah, I think we can go for pot bet sizing. Trying to apply max pressure right away. King and queen should mainly be live. And leaves it pretty much Potter's bet left behind on the river. Somehow the geometric sizings don't work. We just take it down. Feels good to win a pot against Snipes after he won all the ones against us. Hopefully we got him to fold a pocket pair there. Sad face, yeah. That's how I felt. That's how I felt when I saw the pocket 8s. Sorry, second time. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. All good, all good. Hope you take it to good use and I can continue a 25 NL shot. Sometimes that's just poker. Not much you can do. We have two playable hands here. One on table 2, where we get a flat from the small blind, which is interesting. Gonna just c-bet. Kind of all sizings work on a board like this one. Turn we can double barrel, we can check. Again, kind of both are fine. We're quite tight formation, so I think, well, let's just go for the overbet. And then check back the river. Let's just go for the overbet and then check back the river. There's some king x and ace x off spades. I can definitely call one more. Shouldn't lose to too many hands. But once he calls, we definitely have to check back the river. We lose to ace queen. But hopefully he had like ace 10 of spades or something. He had ace 3 of spades. Perfect. Like we planned. Table 3, we called a code 4-bet. With pocket tens, and we see a check on a board like this one, where he should obviously just range bet. So alarm bells go off. This could either be aces, queens, or just kings. Either way, we are gonna check back, trying to realize a little bit of our equity, although we have very little on a board like this. Checks again. Now it would be nice to know if he has kings or aces, and whether or not we should or shouldn't bluff him, but going to check one more time. Now we also lose against jacks. You had 8-8 there again. Alright, at least we got you there. Got you to fold. And yeah, with the tens we're just folding. We don't beat anything. Really weird that he was checking twice on such a good board for him. We're up against our good old friend here again, who checks back on a board like this, which is very good. And we're just gonna check again. The question now, do we go for a small little value bet against king 5, king 4? We're gonna lose against 7s, 8s. Let's go for it. Check calling is not the best alternative, so we'd have to check fold. Which is also not great in a line where he has a lot of, you know, random king 9 still that could be bluffing. I feel like we're gonna get called by a better hand. He raises. Really? Check back and then raise. So you have like ace 3 pocket threes. Do you raise an ace for value? Maybe. This is an interesting one. I think 6 is very clear fold. But if we had here like a queen, would be a bit more interesting. Gonna ISO on table, sorry, where are we? Table 4 against the recreational. And yeah, gonna play a few more orbits and then call it a session. Check the results. Hopefully we still manage to get a winning session, although I'm not sure after losing those 2 big pots now, I think. We have the ace 8 here. Really good low connected board. Should hit his limit calling range a lot. Gonna check. Oh, I'm in position. Yeah, never mind. Still a good check, I think. He checks again to me, tempting to bluff now. Might fold out some low pairs. Can also just check and realize equity again. I think both options are fine. And with this run out, I don't expect him to fold a pair, so I'm just gonna check it down. Win against king jack. Amazing. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Alright, let's play a few more hands. Let's play a few more hands. The queen 9. Table's also breaking, so I think I'm gonna call it a session next big blind. Gonna sit out everywhere. Let's see, table 3 potentially. I might go for a 3-bet, a little revenge 3-bet, why not? Revenge 3-bet for the pocket 8s against our friend Snipes. Let's see if the revenge is gonna turn out good or bad. Big blind is in a tank. Obviously, we don't want to see any action from him. We get one fold. Can we get another fold? Obviously, gonna go for the 4-bet, punish us for overextending with the queen jack off. Tanking pre-flop. Might be a 4-bet there. No, just get the fold. Awesome. Little revenge 3-bet there. Trying to win back a few big blinds from the one he got from us. Table 2, it's not this one. We have this one, where we ISO, well, there's a limper, and we ISO the king queen. We get a call from the big blind, and we also have a 3-bet pot on table 3. But let's see. Let's start first here with a c-bet, and take it down, and let's go around here. Monotone flop. Gonna just go for a really small c-bet. Something like 15% here, I think is fine. 25, maybe a little bit too much. What do you had, Snipes? And we get a call. 7, could have some 7-6, some 8-7. But I don't mind throwing this in a double barreling range. Putting a lot of pressure on 10x already. If he didn't flop a flush. He's in a lot of pressure already, and he does fold, so that's great. When he raised river. Oh yeah. That's an interesting one. 9-7. Very well played. I love it. I love it. He saw the block and is like, this guy's trying to milk me. Very well played. All right, few more hands, and then we'll call it a session. We have 2 tables still, table 1 and table 3. I think we can already have a look at the session results just and see how it went today. Let's see. We want to filter for sessions, and then I want to go last like 3 hours or so, and doesn't look too pretty. Well, we're still up. Let me switch the scenes. There we go. So still managed a little profit. We're obviously up way more at the beginning. Running over EV, I guess, because the jacks against ace king hand. Still managed a little profit. We paid 15 bucks in rake, so what's that, 25, almost 25 bucks, almost 1 buy up. So definitely decent session, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. Play one more hand. If there's one more hand onto either table 1 or table 2. Otherwise, we'll leave it at that. Table 1 is finished. And table 2, we also just have nothing. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to check out our Discord. And yeah, they will notify when we go live again. For the updates, just type in Bankroll in the chat. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye bye.